Hello again, everybody. I'm not Jim Nance. I'm Kurt Berglund, and this is another video where I am introducing you to a game that you may not know a great deal about. It's been around for a while, and I'm going to put the website link in the description for the video below, so that you can check it out for yourself if you choose to. I have done an introductory video on this a few months ago now, and I wanted to do a complete game for you with all the bells and whistles, and kind of walk you through everything that you get and the instructions. I'm not an expert on this. I've played about, 20, 25 games using this game system, and I do like it a lot, or it wouldn't be on my channel. It is a little bit different, and but it plays very smoothly, and it has a lot of things going for it that I like very much. I'm going to go through all of that, as well as how to play and a full 9-inning demo for you in this video. So, with all of that said, let's get to work. The game is called Everyday Player Baseball, and it is has a little bit different mechanic. It uses 3 D6s for driving this system. I'm going to show you the charts. I'm going to show you what you get when you purchase the game, so that you can take a look at that as well. These are the game charts, and we're going to be looking a lot more at these. There are 2 that drive gameplay. They are what I'm calling pitch selectors, and if you look closely at this, you'll see that in black there are numbers that you roll with 2 D6s, and you get a pitch selected. So for example, if you roll a 7, you get a 4-seam fastball pitch selection. Now, in the face-to-face version of the game, you as a defensive manager select your pitch, but if you're just doing solitaire play, then you roll the 2 D6s to determine your pitch. Then you roll a 3rd D6. Actually, I roll all 3 all at once. Rolling a 1, 2, 3 on the 3rd D6 puts you in the left column. 4, 5, or 6 puts you in the right column. And then you go with your result. Gameplay is quite easy. Defense is handled as follows. Fielding charts look like this. They are number and color coded, which those of us like me with eyes that are beginning to not be as good as they once were. Actually, my eyes were never good. These are Coke bottle glasses, if there ever were any. And then there are 2 pages of strategy, hit and run, stealing, and then your bunting. And then tagging up, taking an extra base. This is a special chart for deep hits, which we'll get to once we get into game play. Now, I have at my disposal here 3 separate seasons of Everyday Player Baseball. One is, and I don't work for Everyday Player Baseball. I don't get any profits from doing this. I'm trying to help you as a consumer figure out what in the world it is that you should do about getting yourself a new baseball sim. So, this is what one season looks like. It's the 1965 set. This is, of course, the Cleveland Indians. Then I have another set. This is 1957 with all your players and ratings here. This actually has 3 teams on it: the Cubs, the Reds, and the Brooklyn Dodgers, but there's 3 teams on here. And then I have the 1975 season, which looks like the 57 season. It looks a lot more jumbled on my screen here in front of you than it really is in real life. It's laid out and very well organized that way. I don't know. I like them both. It doesn't really matter to me which one I use, but the layout is organized and it makes sense and it's easy to find stuff. There are not player cards in this game. However, if you were going to do a replay of some kind, and you do have all of the players rated that played, so you have access to everybody. And I know that when we don't have access to all of the players that even played 1 inning in a game, heads explode all over this great land of ours, and we can't have that, my friends. We cannot have that. So, all of the players are rated. If you wanted to turn these ratings into cards, to do 1 team would take you about 3 minutes. So, it would be easy to do. Grab yourself a pack of 3x5 cards and go crazy. All right. 4 instructions. These are the instructions for Everyday Player Baseball. There are 3 sheets, typed, printer page, 1 side. There is a 4th page that has this much space, and I will tell you what it says. It tells you what I just told you about how to do a pitch. That's it. So really what you have are 3 single-sided sheets of directions, pages of directions. That's it. It's one of the easiest games out there to pick up in terms of learning curve. Very simple in my opinion. Next thing I want to show you before we get into a game is the score sheet. The Everyday Player score sheet is one that I've used actually for other games. It's one of the best, I think, that's out there. It has plenty of room for ratings, plenty of room for players and substitutions. It has 6 lines for pitchers. I don't know that I've ever used 7 pitchers in a non-all-star game. Maybe I have, but it hasn't been very often. And it goes to 12 innings. So it's an excellent score sheet, and it's a huge help because you can transfer the information that is on a team page onto the score sheet and save yourself some time that way as well. All right. Let's talk about how to get at an outcome, and then we'll put it into play in the game that we will do. Every player gets a hitting rating number. And sometimes there's a letter that follows it and sometimes not. The letter is typically for what happens when there's a long hit, but sometimes it's for strikeout or walk increases or decreases depending upon the batter's tendencies. A pitcher also gets a number rating. So, for example, in today's game, Juan Marichal is going to pitch for the Giants from 1965, and his number is an 8N. And we'll talk about what that means in a few minutes. Tony Cloninger, who's going to pitch for the Braves, is a 6, just a straight 6, no letter modifier. those then are compared to the batter. So if you have Cloninger pitching and a 4 hitter, you're going to subtract 2 from the dice rolls. If, on the other hand, you have a, let me pick a pitcher here. Jim Duffalo for the Giants is a 2 pitcher. If he faces Hank Aaron is a 7. That means that you'll add 5 because 7 is 5 more than 2. And so on. So you're going to do just some basic subtraction. Remember, people, there's 3 kinds of people in the world. Those that can do math and those that can't. Let's keep that in mind. Okay? So, your basic subtraction is then taken from, or addition is taken from the roll or added to the roll that you originally did, and that gives you your outcome in the column. That's it. Strategy moves can be made. You can do all the strategy in this game that you want to. And there are also defensive ratings. Every player is rated defensively, and that affects gameplay as well. So, the best thing to do at this point is to get rolling. I'm going to share with you the batting order for the Giants and the Braves. We're at Milwaukee County Stadium. The year is 1965. The last year the Braves were in Milwaukee. For the Giants, the visiting Giants, leading off in left field, it's Matty Alou. Batting second in right field, Jesus Alou. Batting third in center field is Willie Mays. Here I'm going to show you this on the score sheet so you can see how I set this up. Let's go to the starting lineup. So if you look at this, you'll see the information that the scorecard can handle. Matty Alou, these are his batting ratings, running rating, fielding rating, and bunting rating. All that fits in here very nicely and is an easy resource. If you have this and your charts and I suppose the team charts, you're ready to roll. So Matty Alou leads off in left field. Jesus Alou bats second in right field. Willie Mays bats third in center field. Willie McCovey bats fourth at first base. Jim Ray Hart bats fifth at third base. Tom Haller bats sixth behind the plate. Hal Lanier bats seventh at second base. Dick Schofield bats eighth at shortstop. And Marichal will be your pitcher batting ninth. For the Braves, it's Eddie Matthews leading off at third base. Batting second is Felipe Alou at first base. Hank Aaron bats third in right field. Mac Jones bats fourth in center field. Rico Carty bats fifth in left field. Joe Torre bats sixth at behind the plate. Frank Balling bats seventh at second base. And Woody Woodward bats eighth at shortstop. On the mound is Tony Cloninger, the pitcher. All right, so we're ready to roll now. Let's take a look at what we have here. I'm going to put this up a little bit higher so we can see our charts without any trouble. Okay, so here are your 3 columns. These, again, are the team charts. I'm going to put these aside. We're going to come back to these in a minute. But for 1965, the neat thing about these is they are organized by position. Left field, center field, right field. First base, second base, shortstop, third base, catcher. Starting pitchers and bullpen. Every team is organized this way. So I'm going to set these aside because we don't need to make any substitutions at the moment. These are your pitch charts. So, this is where the action starts with the pitch, with the pitcher. I have 3 dice. 2 are red, 2 are white, 1 is red. We're going to go with the low number on the white dice first. I'm sorry, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to add the white dice together first. Then, when we look at the column, we'll go with the low number. So, first batter up is Matty Alou. Alright, so first thing, we're going to hold off on the red die for just a moment. First thing we're going to do is add these two. It's a 4 plus a 6, that makes 10. So we're in the slider column. So I'm going to pull this aside, and we're going to look at slider. Now, 1, 2, or 3 puts us in the left column on the red from the red die. 1, 2, or 3 puts us in the left column. 4, 5, or 6 puts us in the right column. You put these together, but you do the smaller number first. So really, this is a 46. So I'm going to keep this die. These are the same outcomes that I rolled for the slider. Get a 10 here. Now I'm turning this into a 46. I'm in the left column because this is 1, 2, or 3. And it's Matty Alou at the plate. Now Matty Alou is a 4. Tony Cloninger is a 6. That's going to subtract 2 from the roll. So we're at a 46, but we're going to go back 2. Why? Because Matty Alou is a 4, Cloninger is a 6. But Alou has the platoon advantage because he's a left-handed batter and Cloninger threw righty. So it's plus 1 or minus 1 on the subtraction. All right, so we have a 46 going back to a 45. Now, it's a slow roller to the second baseman, and it's an FC2. So this is hit to Frank Bowling. And now we're going to look at the fielding chart. FC2 is right here. We're going to re-roll. Bowling's defense is a 0. So we could adjust up or down on this, but we're not going to. We don't need to. Now, we re-roll and do the same thing. Low number first, then the high number. It's a 45. That falls between 26 and 66. Fielder charges, scoops, bang, bang, play, gets him by a step. And it's a 4-3 put out. Alou is retired in the first. Now we're back to the original pitching charts, and here's my other one. There we go. All right, so rolling our 3 dice. Jesus Alou is at the plate. It's a righty-righty matchup, so already Cloninger has 1 in his favor. 1 plus 6 is a 7. It's a 4-seam fastball. I rolled a 5 on the red die, which means I'm in the 4, 5, or 6 column here, and I'm reading this like a 16. Jesus Alou is a 6, Cloninger is a 6, but it's righty-righty, so it turns into a -1 where Cloninger gets the advantage. 16 goes back to a 15. It's a bouncer to second base. I don't know if you can see the blue very well. Maybe that helps. I don't know. All right, I hope so. Okay, so this is hit to Bowling again. It's an FC1 this time. Put my strategy charts aside here. Okay, so this is an FC1 grounder right here. Re-rolling these 2 D6s makes it 55. And he's out. He's out. Bowling is a 0, so he's out. Next up, Willie Mays. Go back to the pitcher charts. All right, it's a 5 plus 1. That makes 6. It's a curveball. I roll this because 5 plus 1 is 6, and there's our 6. I rolled a 1. That means we're in the left column because it's a 1, 2, or 3. Mays is a 7. Cloninger is a 6, so we're going to add 1 this time. So a 15 turns into a 16. It's a grounder to shortstop, and that will be 3 outs as Woody Woodward makes the play to Felipe Alou. And the first inning's done. Bottom of the first, be Matthews, Felipe Alou, and Henry Aaron facing Marichal. Here's the pitch. 6, curveball. 1 plus 5 makes 6. A 6 in the red die puts us in the right column. Matthews is a 5. Marichal is an 8. That means it's -3. So we start with the 15 and go 1, 2, 3, and it's called strike 3. First strikeout for Marichal. Things speed up noticeably once you get sort of the rhythm of the game down, as you would expect. All right, Alou. 2 plus 4 makes 6. We're in the right column. 6. 2 plus 4 makes 6. We're in the right column. Felipe Alou is a 6. Marichal is an 8, so it's -2. 24, 23, 22. Fly out center field. If there was a runner on third, they could tag. That's what those 2 asterisks are telling you. And there's 2 outs. Now it's Aaron. Aaron is a 7. Marichal's an 8. So it's I'm sorry, I forgot to subtract for the platoon advantage. So we got to remember to do that. 2-seam fastball is a 9, which is what I rolled here. And I rolled a 1, so we're in the left column. Aaron's a 7, Marichal's an 8, but it's a righty-righty matchup, so it's -2. 36 goes from 35 to 34, and it's a walk for Aaron. He's on first with 2 outs. Now it's Mac Jones. Jones is a left-handed batter. He's a 5, Marichal's an 8. He gets +1, so that's -2. This is a 5, that's a cutter, and then we're in the 1, 2. 2 plus 3 makes 5. And we're in the 2 column. 23. Down back 2. So it's Jones is a left-handed batter, so it goes 22, and now 16. It's a bouncer to first base, FC1. All right, so now we have to look at the FC1. The first baseman for the Giants is McCovey. He is a -1. 35 goes to 34. There's a runner on first only, and that will retire the side. All right. We've played 1 complete, and there is no score at Milwaukee's County Stadium. Okay. So we're at the top of the second. McCovey against Cloninger. McCovey is a 6. Cloninger is a 6, but McCovey is a left-handed batter. So what that's going to tell us is that it's actually a +1 for McCovey. And here's his roll. It's a 9, 2-seam fastball, 3, left column, 36 +1. It would be a pop out to second base, but it's a +1 for McCovey because he bats lefty. And he connects. He gets a connects. All right, now that gives us a rating check. The rating for McCovey is a 6Z. He's not just a 6, but he's a Z. And that takes us to the deep hit column or chart that's called connects. This is kind of a unique thing for everyday player baseball. So, when you have a connects result, and we just had one here, you can see that they're in lots of different charts. It's possible. All right. We come to McCovey's column, which is a Z, and we re-roll. No adjustments are made to this roll. You just take it. So it's a 34, left-handed, towering fly along the right field foul line, FC7. The right fielder for the Braves is Henry Aaron. And an FC7 is right here. .45. Hooking into the corner, it curves foul. So, from the connects chart, we were directed to this chart, the flyout chart, and it went foul, so now we re-roll. McCovey keeps his +1 on Cloninger because he is a left-handed hitter. Top of the second, nobody out. 1 + 5 is a 6. That's a curveball. A 3 puts us in the left column. It's a 15, but McCovey gets a +1 to 16. Bouncer to shortstop. FC1, and that is going to be a ground out. I don't think there's an error. Yeah, there is an error check. There's a chance for an error, so we're going to roll. I said shortstop. I think I said grounder to shortstop. We're going to say that I did. Woodward is a 0, so we don't adjust the roll at all. It's a 35, and he's out. All right. 1 out, top of the second. Come back to our pitching charts. The batter is Jim Ray Hart. He's a 6. Cloninger is as well. And the pitch is a 10. 4 + 6 makes 10. 5 puts us in the right column. It's a 46. Now, Hart is a right-handed batter. Cloninger throws righty, so the 6 and 6 actually becomes a 7 for Cloninger, meaning we subtract 1. 46 becomes a 45, and it's a grass cutter between the second baseman and the shortstop, FC4 shortstop. All right, so we look at the FC4 chart. It's a 55, nice pickup, fires to first in time. And it's a 6-3 ground out Woodward to Felipe Alou. 2 outs in the second, pitch charts come back. Tom Haller up, he's a 5, Cloninger's a 6. Haller, however, is a left-handed batter, so that gives Haller a +1. So there's 6 and 6, so there's no adjustment. 3 + 3 is a 6. That's a curveball. A 6, a red 6 means that's the right column. And this is a slow roller to the shortstop. That's another chance for Woody Woodward. FC2 charts right here. Woodward is a 0. 24 is a nice pickup. Throw to first. Safe. He beats it out. It's an infield hit for Haller. First hit for the Giants. Lanier comes up. Hal is a 4. Cloninger's a 6. It's -2. But they're both righties, so it's actually -3 to Lanier's roll. 4 + 1 is a 5, so we're on the cutter column. The red 3 tells us we're in the left column. It's a 14, -3. 1, 2, 3. Strike him out swinging. Cloninger gets his first strikeout, and that will retire the side. We've played 1.5, and there's still no score at Milwaukee's County Stadium. Coming up is Carty, Torrey, and Bowling. 7 is a 4-seam fastball. We're up here, 2 plus 5 makes 7. 1, 2, or 3 puts us in the left column. Cardy's a 7. Marichel's an 8. Marichel's a right-handed batter, so that makes him a 9. Minus 2 to Cardy's roll. 25, 24, 23. Fly ball center field, and Mays is right there for out number 1. Now it's Torrey. 4 plus 6 makes 10. It's a slider. The 5 on the red means right column. 46. Torrey's a 6. Marichel's an 8. Marichel gets a bump because they're both righties. So it's minus 3 to the 46. 1, 2, 3. Grass cutter between second and short. FC for second base. All right. Here we go. The hit is to Lanier. Lanier is a 0. No adjustment to the roll for defense. It's under the fielder's glove for a base hit. Torrey is on with the Braves' first hit. There's 1 out and 1 on. Now it's bowling. Could go with some strategy here, but of course Joe Torre was unbelievably slow as a runner, so we're not going to do anything there yet. Bowling, a righty, he's a 5. Marichel's an 8. They're both right-handed batters. Bumps Marichel to a 9, so it's going to be a minus 4 on this roll. A 3 plus 1 makes 4. We're in the slider column. The red 3 puts us in the left column. A 13 is going to, and the subtraction is going to knock us back to 11. This is as far as we can go. So that's all you can do, and it's strike 3 swinging Marichel's second strikeout. Now it's Woodward with Cloninger on deck and Torrey still at first base. 1 plus 3 is a 4, so it's a slider again, but the red 5 puts us in the right column. Woodward, was he a switch hitter? I gotta look. I don't remember. Woodward was a right-handed batter. He's a 4. Marichel's an 8. The righty-righty makes him a minus 5. But it's a 13, so it's going to take us as high as we can go, just to the 11. And it's a called strike 3. So Marichel picks up a couple strikeouts, and that ends the Braves in the second inning. Hope you're getting kind of the routine of how to do this. We're going to do some strategy as soon as we get a base runner, and I'll show you the strategy charts. Schofield, Marichel, and Matty Alou in the Giants' top of the third. All right, 2 plus 2 is 4. It's a slider. The 1 is the left column. The batter is Schofield. He's a 4. Cloninger is a 6. But Schofield's a right-handed batter, so that gives Cloninger a 1-point boost. So that makes him a 7. So it's going to be minus 3. 22. 1, 2, 3. Strike 3 swinging. Cloninger strikes out Schofield. Now it's Marichel. Juan is only a 3. He's a right-handed batter as well. Cloninger's a 6, so it's going to be minus 4 because of the righty-righty thing. 3 plus 3 makes a curve as a 6. That makes a curve ball. The red 6 puts us in the right column. It's minus 4 from the 33. 1, 2, 3, 4. He hits it to right field, and under it is is Henry Aaron. And he's going to put it away for out number 2. Now it's going to be Matty Alou with 2 outs and nobody on for the Giants. 3 plus 6 makes a 9. The 2 puts us in the left column. Matty Alou is a 4. Cloninger's a 6. But Matty bats lefty against Cloninger's right-handed pitching. So that gives Matty a 1-point boost. So it's only a minus 1 now from the roll. 36. Goes up to a 35. It's a pop out to third base. If he had a K rating, it would be a strikeout, but he does not. He was actually one of the toughest players to strike out, so that is a pop out to third, and that retires the Giants 1, 2, 3 in the third. Now come the Braves. Cloninger, then the top of the order with Matthews and Alou. we'll do strategy here if we can get a base runner. 1 plus 4 is a 5, that's a cutter. The 4 puts us in the right column. The batter is Cloninger, he's a 3. Marichal is an 8. Cloninger was a right-handed batter, so that gives Marichal a 1 more of a boost. That makes him a 9, so it's going to be minus 6. He's not going to get all that, though, because it's a 14. So we're just going to go up as high as we can, and it's going to be a called strike 3, and Marichal has struck out 3 Braves in a row. 1 gone in the bottom of the third. Now it's the top of the order with Eddie Matthews. Eddie's 0 for 1. 3 plus 5 makes an 8. That's a changeup. The 5 puts us in the right column. Matthews is a 5, Marichal's an 8, but Matthews has the platoon edge, so it really makes him a 6, so it's going to be minus 2. 35, 1, 2 is a grass cutter between second and short. It's a fielding check for the shortstop. Right here. The shortstop is Schofield. He is a minus 2. So it's 22 minus 2. We're still in the same area. Fielder hustling over, but it gets through the hole. It's a base hit for Eddie Matthews. He's on with 1 out, and now it's going to be a Lou. We're going to put a play on now for the hit and run. All right. Now, depending upon what happens here, the roll of the dice become, the results change this way. So, first thing we need to do is to get a pitch made, and these results change to this text result. So for example, if I roll a strikeout on the pitching charts, it's going to mean the batter is out and the runner must attempt to steal. Okay, now every runner gets a base running rating. In fact, some get 2 different ratings. They all get 2 different ratings, but sometimes they're different numbers. All right, so what does that mean? Well, the first number on the chart is going to be a base running number. So let's look here. Let's look at Fred Whitfield of the Cleveland Indians. He's a minus 1 base running. He's a minus 1 stealing. Chuck Hinton is a plus 1 for his base running. He's a plus 2 for his stealing. First is base running. Second is stealing. All right. So first thing we have to do, we're going to start Matthews with 1 out. We're going to say Felipe Alou gets the hit and run sign. And the first thing we have to do is figure out what happened. All right, so just like always, we get a 1 plus 3 is a 4. So we're in the slider column. I rolled a 1 on the red die, so we're in the left column. Felipe Alou is a right-handed batter. Marichal is a right-handed pitcher. So it's going to be a minus 3 because Alou's a 6. He doesn't have the platoon advantage. So the 13 is going to go up to an 11. That's as high as it can go. Now, it's going to be a strikeout swinging. So because I sent Matthews, we're going to look here. Strikeout. Batter is out. So that's the first piece of business. Alou strikes out. And the batter must attempt to steal. If Alou had a rating of an N, he grounds out. But he doesn't. So Matthews has to attempt a steal. Now Eddie Matthews' base running is a 0, but his stealing is a +2. His base stealing is a +2. So we look at the stealing second base chart. Now the runner rating is a +2. The catcher is Tom Haller. Now Tom Haller's defense is a +1. If the roll is within the range of the numbers shown, then the runner is safe. Okay, so these apply if it's not a hit and run. If I roll a 66, Haller launched it into center field. 11 to 14 ordinarily means the runner doesn't get a good jump, but he doesn't have that choice this time because it's a hit and run. He's going. So he would just be thrown out. 35 is the intersection here. 15 to 35, he's safe. And he's safe. Oh, no, he's not. I looked at the wrong column. He's still safe. He's still safe. Haller is a 0. I thought he was a +1. I looked at his bunting rating. So he's a 0, but Matthews still steals the base. So that is the hit and run, and as it turns out, that is the base stealing system. All right. Oh, I messed that up. God bless America. Now I threw you off. All right, let's do this again. I reversed it. So, my apologies. So the first number is the stealing. The second number is the base running. So Matthews is a 0. Haller is a 0. Matthews is still going to be safe. His runner, Matthews' stealing rating is a 0. Haller's fielding factor is a 0. I rolled a 35, and so he still steals it on the hit and run. First number is stealing. Second number is base running. All right. So Matthews is at second. Aaron is up at bat, and the Braves have a runner 180 feet away from scoring. Marichal to the stretch, and the pitch is a 2-2. That's a 4, so it's going to be a slider. The 5 puts us in the right column. Aaron's a 7, Marichal's an 8, but Marichal's a righty, so that makes Marichal a 9. It's going to be -2, 22, 16, 15. Bouncer to second base. FC1. FC1 box is right here. The second baseman for the Giants is Lanier. He's a 0, and that's a 12. He boots it. It's a one-base error. Runners advance one base. Matthews gets to third, and Aaron is safe at first. Now it's Mac Jones, first and third. And I'm going to send Aaron so you get the stealing done properly. Aaron is a +1 and +2. So he's a +1 for stealing, a +2 for base running. Here's his number here. Now this is a straight steal. So if I roll an 11 to 14, he doesn't get the jump. Haller's a 0, so we have a +1 stealer and a 0 catcher. 15 to 44, he's going to be safe. 11 to 14, he doesn't get the jump, he stays put. Here goes Henry. Mac Jones takes the pitch, and Haller shoots, 46, my bad, 46. +1 is the stealing rating. Haller's is 0. 46, he just gets him. Haller throws out Aaron at second, and that will retire the side. That's base stealing. All right. Now it's Jesus Salou, top of the fourth. 2, 3, 4 hitters for the Giants. Need my pitching charts back. All right, so we have a 9. That's a 4 + 5 makes 9. 3 puts us in the left column. It's a 45, but Alou is a 6. Cloninger's a 6. Cloninger gets the platoon advantage, so it's going to be Cloninger a 7. It's going to knock Alou back to a 44. From a 45, it's a -1, to a 44. And that puts us on the connects chart one more time. All right, Alou's letter grade on the connects chart is a W. So this is Jesus's column. There's never a modifier that affects the connects chart. So 2 dice, 46. Right-handed batter, long blast to deep left field. FC8 for the left fielder. All right, so back goes Rico Carty. His fielding is a 0. FC8 for Carty is right here. We re-roll. Again, nothing affects this, except because he's a 0. Long blast to deep left field. It's a 44. It caroms off the wall, double. So Alou almost gets it out of here. One more biscuit for breakfast, and Jesus goes yard, but doesn't quite get it. It caroms off the wall. He's got a double with Mays coming up and McCovey on deck. Next, back to the pitch. And I could walk Mays, but I want to see what happens here. Mays is a 7. Cloninger is a 6. Cloninger's got the platoon advantage, so they're both 7s. So it's a 0 adjustment. 4 + 5 is a 9. It's the 2-seam fastball. 2 puts us into the left column. It's a 45 with no adjustment, so we're going to the connects chart again. Now Mays, unfortunately for Mr. Cloninger, Mays' connects reading is a ZZ. It doesn't get better than that. So we re-roll again, no modifier changes it on the connects chart, and a 33. He's a right-hander, towering fly along the left field foul line, FC6. So Rico Carty is on his horse. And here comes the FC6. Towering fly along the left field line. We re-roll. 56, hooking into the corner and curves foul, but notice it could very easily have been gone for a home run, so it just barely curved foul. Cloninger breathes a deep sigh of relief, and we do it again. The pitch is a 4 + 5, that's a 9. Another 2-seam fastball, but the red die puts us in the right column. So it's a 0 adjustment between Mays and Cloninger. It's a 45 right here. Slow roller to the shortstop, FC2. B is a walk. Well, Mays is not a B. So it's a slow roller to Woody Woodward. FC2. All right, FC2. Here it is. FC2 is right here. We re-roll. Woodward is a 0 shortstop, so there's no adjustment on the dice roll. It's a 23. Nice pickup. Throw to first, safe. Runners advance 1 base. Mays beats the rap at first. Jesus Alou goes to third. There's Giants at the corners with nobody out in the fourth. Okay. McCovey is up. I'm going to do a squeeze for you later, but I'm going to bunt later, but not with McCovey. So there's 2 on. And nobody out for McCovey. McCovey's a 6. Cloninger's a 6. McCovey bats lefty. Cloninger throws righty. So McCovey's got the platoon advantage. So it's going to be a +1 to the roll. 2 plus 4 makes 6, and 1 puts us in the left column. Well, that means it's a curveball right there. 1 is the left column. It's a 24, but McCovey gets the +1, so it's a bouncer to second base, FC1. Fielding charts right here. We re-roll. Second baseman is balling. He's a 0. 45, first and third. Okay, so you have an option. We can turn the double play and the runner on third base scores, or allow the runner on first to reach second, batter out at first, runner on third base holds. Well, I'm going to take the double play, the 4-6-3, wipe out Mays off the bases, get 2 outs, and allow Alou to score. It's 1-0 Giants. 2 outs in the fourth for Jim Ray Hart, the Giants' third baseman. One plus 5 is 6, and a red 6 puts us in the right column. So it's a curveball in the right column. Hart is a 6, Cloninger's a 6. They're both righties, so Cloninger gets a 1-point bonus, so it's a -1 to the roll. 15 becomes 14. It's a bouncer to the pitcher, FC1. We will do an error check. And it's a 15, and it's not an error, so that retires the side. And the Giants get 1 on 2 hits and leave none. After 3.5, it's Giants 1, Braves nothing. The game has a nice flow, especially once you sort of get in the rhythm. Charts are easy to find, they're easy to read, and they're color-coded. Mac Jones, Rico Cardi, Joe Torre in the bottom of the fourth. 2 and 2 is a 4. 3 puts us in the left column. Jones is a left-handed batter. He's a 5. He gets a 1-point bonus. It makes him a 6. Marichal's an 8, so it's a -2. 22, 16, 15. Strikeout swinging unless he's a C. He does not have a C modifier, so it's strike 3 swinging. Marichal gets his 6th strikeout. Now it's going to be Cardi. Rico, 3 plus 3 is 6. He's a 7. Marichal's an 8. He loses 1 because they're both righties, so it's going to be a -2 in the right column. 33, 26, 25. Looper to right field, FC3. FC3 Looper charts right here. The right fielder for the Giants is Alou. He is a 0. 14, fielders on his horse, ball drops in, base hit. So Cardi's got a single. Now it's Torre. 1 out, 1 on. One plus 5 is 6. A red 2 puts us in the left column. Torre's a 6. He's also a righty. That gives Marichal -3. 15, 14, 13, 12. Struck him out swinging. 7 Ks for Marichal. 2 outs for Balling. 5 and 4 is a 9. That's a 2-seam fastball. The red 1 puts us in the left column. It's a 45 on the roll. Balling is a 5. Marichal's an 8. They're both righties, so it's -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You walked him. 2 on now with 2 outs for Woodward. Woodward is a 4, Marichal is an 8. They're both righties, so it's actually a -5 for Marichal. This is a 3 + 1, that's a 4. We're in the left column. 13 -4 struck him out swinging. That's 8 strikeouts for Marichal. In 4 innings of play, we played 4 complete, and it's 1-0 Giants. Top of the 5th, Haller, Lanier, Schofield. 3 and 3 is a 6. It's a curveball. The red 6 puts us in the right column. Haller is a 5. Sorry. He's a lefty. That makes him a 6 against Cloninger. He's a 0 adjustment then. 33 is 33. It's a slow roller to the shortstop. Here comes Woody Woodward on the FC2. Woodward's a 0, so we don't adjust the dice. It's a 13. Nice pickup. Throw to first. Haller beats the wrap again. Not known for legging out too many hits, but he did it. Now it's going to be Lanier, and that gives us a chance to bunt. Lanier's bunting rating is the best you can be, and that's a +2. First, though, we need a pitch. We need to know what kind of pitch we have. So we need to make our roll. It's a 12. That's a changeup. All right. So the red... Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. The red die is what we need. It's a 1, so that tells us it's a fastball. It's a 66. It's a fair ball bunted toward Eddie Matthews. Now there's a 1 in parentheses. The 1 tells us it's a good sacrifice. The batter's out at first and the runners advance 1 base. So Lanier gets the bunt down. Matthews throws to bowling, and that moves Haller to second base. Red die determines the column. 1 and 2 puts it here. 3 through 6 puts it here. And then you just put your low and high numbers together for this column. And that's it for bunting. So we've got Haller at second. Schofield up now. 0 for 1. Alright, so a 5 + 1 is a 6, and a red 6 puts us in the right column. Schofield and Cloninger make -3. 15, 14, 13, 12. Cloninger strikes him out. That's strikeout number 3 for Tony. Now it's Marichal. It's a 7, right column because of the 6, the red 6. The Marichal-Cloninger combo makes a -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Called strike 3. 4 strikeouts for Cloninger. Haller is stranded. And we're halfway through. It's a 1-0 Giants lead. All right. Cloninger will lead off the Braves 5th. All right, now it's a good time to talk about stamina. Distance factor. Every starting pitcher has a distance factor. Actually, the bullpen does too. It's the number of innings a pitcher can pitch at his assigned distance factor before tiring. This is reduced by 1 number for each subsequent inning pitched beyond his distance factor. So, a pitcher with a 7 PF and a 7 DF will become a 6 PF in the 8th inning and a 5 PF in the 9th inning. So, let's look at my score sheet. Marichel's PF is an 8. That's how good he is. The DF is his distance. So in inning number 10, he becomes a 7. For Cloninger, in inning number 9, his 6 turns into a 5, and so on. That is stamina. All right, so we're starting to get close to stamina territory. Bottom of the 5th, Cloninger up, the pitch. 1 plus 5 is a 6. The 1 is going in the left column. Cloninger is a 3. Marichel's an 8, so that'll make -6. Take us all the way up here. Strike 3 swinging. Marichel has 9 strikeouts. Now it's Matthews. Curveball, right column, -2. Called strike 3. He does not have a C, so it's not a pop out. Strikeout 10 for Marichel. Now it's a loop. 4 and 5 makes 9. 3 puts us in the left column. 45, but it's -3. 1, 2, 3. Popped him up. He does not have a K, so it's not a strikeout. It's Jim Ray Hart who puts it away for out number 3. That's the 5th inning. Top of the 6th, Matty Alou facing Cloninger. It's a cutter. 5. 1 plus 4 makes 5. This one makes left column. Matty Alou is a -1 in effect, so we're going to subtract 1 from the 14. It's strike 3 swinging. Not easy to do. They got Alou swinging. 1 out in the 6th. Now it's Jesus. This is a 6. From the white dice, it's a 1, so that's the left column. It's a 15. Jesus gets a -1. It's a bouncer to third base on the FC1. So Eddie Matthews is a 0. No error. He throws him out. Willie Mays with 2 outs and nobody on in the 6th. Cutter, because of the 5. 3 puts us in the left column. Mays is a 7. Cloninger gets a point, so it's a 0. 23 stays 23. It's a bouncer to Woodward at short. Woody is a 0. Anything but an 11 or, well, actually 11 to 23, he'll be safe. But he's out. And it's a 1, 2, 3, 6th inning for the Braves pitcher, Tony Cloninger. Excuse me. Bottom of the 6th. I'm shortening things up here because I'm hoping you've kind of got the rhythm. And I want to show you how smoothly the game plays. I've tried to talk you through the additions and subtractions, but I'm doing it more quickly now. 2 plus 5 makes a 7. 4 puts us in the right column. McCovey's up. That's a 6. He'll get a +1. 25 becomes 26. He pops it up. I'm sorry. That's not. None of that's true. Henry Aaron should be up. It's the bottom of the 6th. My bad. So it's a -2 for Aaron. 25 becomes a bouncer to third base, FC1. That's Jim Ray Hart. Hart is a -1 fielder. And he boots it. The 13 becomes a 12 because of the -1, so it's an E5 on Hart. Now it's Mac Jones. Let's have him bunt so you see how the bunt works. He's the cleanup hitter. I'd never do this if we were actually playing a game, but let's just do it. Alright, the first thing I'm going to do is roll my red die. Even though I could roll, well, you know what? I'll roll all these together. Roll all of them together. Here we go. Mac Jones is a 0 bunter. That's his grade. So he don't adjust the roll. 6 means it's a curve or change-up column. 36 puts it down here. It's bunted toward Jim Ray Hart. He fields it. It's third base 1. That's a good sacrifice. Batter out at first. So it's a 5-4 putout. Aaron advances to second. He's in scoring position with 1 out for Rico Carty. Pitch to Carty is a 10 in the left column because I rolled a 1. Carty is a 7. Marichel's an 8, but Marichel has the platoon advantage, so that makes him a 9, so it's going to be -2. 46 becomes a 44. It's a looper to center field. FC 3. Here we go. All right, FC 3 is the looper. Center fielder is Mays. He is a +1. 46 becomes a 47. Long run, good running catch for Mays. Runners hold. Now it's Torrey. 1 for 2 for Joe. Snake Eyes makes a curveball. 2 puts it in the left column. Torrey's a -3 against Marichel, but we're already in 11. You don't change an 11, you don't change a 66. Strike 3 swinging. Marichel has 11 strikeouts, and the Braves are retired in the 6th inning. All right, so we played 6, and it's 1-0 Giants. McCovey, Hart, and Haller in the 7th. The pitch from Cloninger. This is a cutter because of the 5. 6 puts us in the right column. McCovey is up. That makes him a +1. 23 becomes a 24. It's a looper to left. The left fielder for the Braves is Rico Carty. He is a 0. 14 fielders on his horse. Ball drops in. McCovey's on. Here comes Jim Ray Hart. Cloninger. The pitch. I rolled an 8 with a 3. It's a changeup in the left column. Hart is a 6. Cloninger is a 6, but Cloninger's got the platoon advantage, so it's a -1. 26 becomes 25. Bouncer to third base. FC 1. All right, so it's to Eddie Matthews, who gloves it. And it's a wild throw into the dugout. An 11. Wait a minute. No, he's a 0. Matthews is a 0. So it's a wild throw into the dugout. Batter to second. Runners advance 2 bases. So it's a 2-base throwing error on Matthews. And now Haller's up. That gives us a good chance to do some strategy here. Oh, I really want to hit and run, but that doesn't make sense with runners on second and third. So let's bunt one more time. We'll do a squeeze with Haller. This is the bunting chart. Red die will tell us which column. Then we add the white dice. It's a fastball. From the red die, it's a 2. Haller's bunting is a +1. It's a 13. +1 makes a 14. So it's popped out to Cloninger. Now, if Cloninger has a plus fielding factor, then he turns that into a double play. But he doesn't. In fact, he's a -1. So it's a P1, and the runners get back. Now it's Lanier with 2 outs, with 1 out. It's a 7. 4-seam fastball. The 1 tells us it's the left column. Lanier's a 4. It's a -3 from Cloninger. 34 becomes a looper over shortstop FC3. Woodward's a 0. 26, long run, good running catch, batter's out. 2 outs now, Schofield is up. He's the 8th hitter. He's struck out twice. Marichal is on deck. They're going to go after Schofield. The pitch to him is a 9. That's a 2-seam fastball. Right column, 36. Schofield's a 4. He's got a -3. 1, 2, 3. Fly ball center field. Here comes Mac Jones, and there go the Giants. They put 2 on with nobody out and do not score. Time to stretch them out in Milwaukee. 7th inning stretch. Balling, Woodward, and Cloninger in the bottom of the 7th, 1-0 Giants. Marichal's throwing a gem. He's only allowed 3 hits. Cloninger has allowed 5 hits. It's a 9. That's a 2-seam fastball. The red 2 puts us in the left column. Balling and Marichal make a -4, so the 45 becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, a walk. Woodward is up now, and we're going to do some hit and run action. Get the runners moving, see if we can do something here. All right, this is a 3. That's a cutter. And a 1 puts us in the left column. All right, so the hit and run is not going to work well because Woodward just struck out swinging. He does not have an N rating, so he doesn't ground out. Woodward strikes out, and the batter must attempt to steal. Now, Balling is a 0 on the steal. Haller is a 0 on the throw. 0, 0. 15 to 36, he's going to steal it. He stole it. So with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position, I'm going to say that's the end of Cloninger's day and look for a pinch hitter. Now I want to show you how to do this. All of your hitting data is on the chart. But the key number that you want, you have a right-handed pitcher in, Marichal. There's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th. You're looking for a player with an asterisk because they will have the platoon advantage over the right-handed Marichal. So your choices are Ty Klein or Sandy Alomar, who's a switch hitter because he has the hashtag. Or Gary Kolb, who played in 2 games. Or Lee May. So I'm going to go Ty Klein. Yeah. And I'm going to do it for a very scientific reason, and that is because he played in more games than either of the other 2. Actually, that's not true. Actually, it is true. He did. All right. So Klein will pinch hit for Cloninger here in the 7th. Ty Klein's number is a 3. but he's going to pick up 1 on Marichal and become a 4. So he's going to be a -4. Try and drive in the run. That's the best they got at this point. Well, they could go with Alomar. He's better, but Klein played more, so it's a little more realistic, so we'll go with Klein. -4 for Klein. It's a 6, the curveball, puts it in the right, the 6 puts us, the red 6 puts us in the right column. 1, 2, 3, 4, struck him out. 13 strikeouts for Marichal. Klein's gone. And now it's Matthews. 6. Again, 3 plus 3 makes 6. 4 puts it in the right column. It's a 33. -2 for Matthews. 1, 2, looper to right. FC3. Looper to right field. Re-rolling. Right fielder is Jesus Alou. He's a 0. And that's a 15, and the ball's going to drop in. The runner's going to advance 2 bases. That's going to score. Balling, and the Braves have tied the game on a single by Eddie Matthews. Now it's Felipe Alou against Matthews. Cloninger's day is done. He's off the hook. He can now lose it. He could win it if Alou goes deep and gives them the lead. Felipe is 0 for 3. The pitch is an 8. That's a changeup. The 3 is the left column. Marichal has a -3 on him. 1, 2, 3. Bouncer to second base, FC1. Second baseman is Lanier. He is a 0. The FC1 is a 46. And they get the force, and that will retire the Braves in the 7th. But the Braves score 1 on a 1 hit and leave 1. And we're tied after 7. Now, relief pitchers are found on every chart. These are the relievers for the Braves. So, you can also go over here. Now, Billy O'Dell, for instance, Phil Niekro, Clay Carroll, these are their starts, but their relief appearances are not listed. And they had more than that. So you can go with a starter here, too, as well. But for the purposes of what we're doing, I'm going to use Dan Osinski, who had 61 relief appearances, as the reliever for the Braves. So he's got a limit of 2 innings. He is a 7. And my voice is starting to go. All right, so Marichal will lead off. Actually, we're going to hit for Marichal. Let's try and get a run here. Don't know if Herman Franks would have done that back in 1965, but wacky Herman, you never know what he was up to. All right, so here's the Giants bench. I'm going to go with one of my all-time favorite players, Ken Henderson, to pinch hit against the right-handed Osinski. Henderson is a 3. He is a U. And against Osinski, he would have the platoon advantage, so it's going to be a -3 for Henderson. And here comes the pitch from Osinski. We're in the 8th. 3 plus 6 makes 9. In the left column, 36 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Wild pitch with an asterisk. A B pitcher, or I'm sorry, a B hitter draws a walk. He's not a B hitter. And there's nobody aboard, so it can't be a wild pitch. Do it again. 2 plus 6 is 8. We're in the right column. 26 minus 3. 1, 2, 3. Fly ball center field. And Mac Jones is there for out number 1. Now it's Matty Alou. It's a 3. That's a cutter. We're in the left column. It's a 12. And he struck him out. Now it's Jesus Alou. It's a 2 plus 2 is a slider. 4, red 4 puts us in the right column. Jesus Alou is a 6, Osinski's a 7, so it's going to be minus 2 with the platoon advantage. It's a bouncer to second base. That's bowling. He is a 0. And he gets him. It's a 1, 2, 3, 8th for Osinski. We go to the bottom of the 8th. We're going to need a new Giants pitcher. And I'm going to go with Frank Lindsay, who is a 9C with a 2DF. All right. Bottom of the 8th, 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Braves. Aaron, Jones, Carty. 7 is a 4-seam fastball, but it's in the left column for Aaron. Minus 2 brings the 34 down to a 32. Slow roller to second base. Here comes Hal Lanier to try and make the play. FC2, 12. Nice pickup. Throw to first. Aaron beats the wrap. He's on with a single. So now it's going to be Mac Jones. Now, I could have him bunt, but I'm going to do the hit and run instead. Show you that one more time. Lindsay the stretch, and the pitch to Jones is a 5. 2 plus 3 is a 5. The 3 puts us in the left-handed column. It's going to be a minus 3 for Lindsay. 23, 22. Bouncer to the pitcher, FC1. The pitcher is Lindsay. Frank Lindsay's defense is a +1. So we're going to add 1 to the fielding roll. Okay, so now what happens? Roll dice under FC1 bouncer. If no error, batter is out at first and the runner advances to second. No double play may occur. It's a 14. Plus 1 makes 15 because of Lindsay's good fielding. So they throw Jones out at first, but because we started Aaron on the hit and run, Hank moves up to second base, and now it's Carty with Torrey on deck. Lindsay in a jam in the 8th. Change up. Left 3 puts us in the left column. Carty is a 7. Lindsay is a 9, but it's a righty-righty, so it's a -3. 1, 2, 3. Bouncer to second, FC1. That's Lanier. Lanier is a 0 on the FC1 chart. 24. It's to second. It's not a force out. It's not a double play. It is an out at first, so we're going to give the 4-3 put out on Carty, but let Aaron go to third, and with 2 outs, he's 90 feet away for Torrey. Bottom of the 8th, 2 outs, Lindsay pitching to Torrey with Aaron on third. 3 is a cutter. 6 is the right column. He subtracts up to an 11, called strike 3. Lindsay gets out of it, and that's the 8th inning. We're going to go 9 innings and call it a game here. Because my voice is going. All right. 3, 4, 5 hitters against Osinski. Mays, McCovey, Hart for the Giants. We are tied at 1 going to the 9th. We've had 5 hits for the Giants, and we've had 5 hits for the Braves. The pitch from Osinski to Mays is a 4-5. That's a 9. Right column. Mays is a 7. Osinski's a 7, but Osinski gets a bump because they're both righties, so it's a -1. 45 becomes a 44. It's a slow roller to second. Balling coming on. He's a 0 on the FC2. 15, nice pickup, throw to first. Mays beats the wrap. He's on with his second hit. Now it's McCovey. All right, there's a 6. It's a curveball. It's the left column. McCovey's a 6, Osinski's a 7, but McCovey's got the platoon advantage, so there it's a 0 adjustment. Bouncer to second base, FC1. Balling is a 0. 34, runner on first, they turn it. Balling to Woodward for 1. The relay to Alou is a soul-crushing, rally-killing 4-6-3 double play. So with 2 outs now, it's Jim Ray Hart coming to the plate for the Giants. Six is a curveball. Red 6 is the right column. -2 bumps us to 13, and he's got no C. It's a strikeout. Called strike 3. It's the second for Osinski. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Braves need any old kind of a run to win it, or we're going to have a tie. It's Balling, Woodward, and Osinski, but I'm going to do some pinch hitting here. Get the bench involved. First thing I'm going to do is have Jesse Gonder pinch hit for Frank Balling. Left-handed pinch hitting specialist for the 65 Braves. And he has a walk modifier, so that may come into play. The pitch from Lindsay is a 3. That's a cutter. He struck him out. Called strike 3. Second strikeout for Lindsay. Now I'm going to go with Gene Oliver pinch hitting for Woodward. Oliver is a 5Y hitter. That's a 7. That's a 4-seamer. A 34 makes him a -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bouncer to third base, FC1. 23 out. 2 gone. And now Sandy Alomar, a pinch hitter, will bat for Osinski in an effort to keep the game going. It's the last chance saloon for the Brave for both teams. It's a 9. That's a two-seamer. Left column, 45. Alomar is a 4. Lindsay's a 9, so it's a -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Walked him. Now it's Matthews. Lindsay checks Alomar at first and pitches to Eddie Matthews. That's a 10. It's the left column. It's a 46. -3. 1, 2, 3. Popped him up. Tom Haller under it, and he's going to put it away for out number 3, and that completes 9 innings on our demo of Everyday Player Baseball. Here's my scorecard. You can see how everything looks. We've done, the only thing we did not do is a tag up from third to home because we didn't have that situation arise. But if you do, you take the runner's rating and compare it to the outfielder's rating, look at this chart, and roll your 2d6s, and that gives you an outcome. Every other item on these charts we have covered. We've done the connects chart. We've done all sort. We didn't do an FC10. We didn't have that come up, but we've done these 2 fly ball charts. We've bunted. We did all the pitches. We used all of the fielding charts except for FC5, drilled down the baseline. And we did the hit and run, and we stole bases. We also spent time with the roster charts for each team. And finally, you are acquainted with the scorecard. That is scorecard baseball. I'm sorry, that's not scorecard baseball. Everyday Player Baseball. I'm going to put the link for Everyday Player Baseball in the description for this video if you want to go check it out. Be my guest. It's a fun game. You get in a routine, you get a groove. It's a good game. I recommend it. It is different and it is enjoyable. I hope you'd give it a look. Thank you so much for being with me. I hope you click like and subscribe to my channel. I need your support, everybody. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for being with me. Have a wonderful day. So long, everybody.